I have, okay, so I have over 9 years of industrial experience. Okay, I started my journey as a, what I can say, a market research analyst. Okay, and did couple of product launch, BD, and then way back in 2018, I started working as a data scientist for a US based company. Post that, post that in 2020, I started my own organization, and I do consulting. I run a company. I run a firm called as analytical firm called as Case Analytical Consulting. Adding to this, I do have experience in corporate training as well. So in corporate training, I have trained a couple of companies like Deloitte India, okay, Accenture, ITC, Bajaj Finance, okay, EY, Cisco. So for Deloitte India, I have trained thrice. For ITC, I have trained once. Bajaj Finance thrice. Okay, Cisco once. EY thrice. Okay, there is Accenture. Okay, Accenture is not available here. I have trained Accenture. I have also trained a company called as Ali and Sons. It's a Dubai-based company. And adding to that, I have also trained trained a company called as ExxonMobil, based out of Bangalore. Okay, so these are the companies where I have done my corporate training. Along with that, I also do batch training as well. So wherein I have trained a couple of people from Edureka, Simplilearn, NearLearn, 3Digit, MG, Odin School, Zap Analytics. So these are the companies where I have trained, and these are the things that I am well versed with. Okay. So now, as I have provided my introduction, okay, I want to give you a quick overview of the tool. See, when I speak about Power BI is a SaaS-based product. So people who are not coming from a hardcore technical background, I just want to inform you that, okay, so there are a lot of broken pieces. Okay, there are a lot of softwares which basically join together. So there is something called as Power BI service. Okay, Power BI service. So there is also a technology called as Power BI desktop. Okay, so there is also a tool called as Power BI gateway. So there is also a tool called as Power BI mobile. So there is also a tool called as Power BI report builder. Okay, so these are all the, what I can say, tools which are actually available, which basically interact with each other. So these are separate tools, okay, which will interact each other, and they will help you to create reports and dashboards using Power BI. See, when I speak about this particular Power BI, one of the most popular tool is Power BI, okay, desktop. Okay, so the tool that I have actually opened, this is actually called as Power BI desktop. Interestingly, this particular tool is from Microsoft. Okay, and that's the reason you have lot of similarity. You have ribbons, which is very similar to any other Microsoft tool. And similarly, when I go to my bottom, I'm able to see something called as page 1, page 2, page 3. What is this? This is Ramakrishna. Any question? I request everyone to be, Pawan, I don't have an option to mute him. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. You can make me a co-host so I can manage everything.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you. See, what I was actually trying to say is it's very similar to, what I can say, Excel, where we have page 1, page 2, page 3, isn't it? The only difference is available here as well as available here. Okay, many people might be saying, Sangamesh, this particular Power BI is not Power BI. Okay, because I have seen a lot of YouTube videos. I have seen a lot of, what I can say, Udemy courses where Power BI layout is completely different. We don't have something like this. Okay, There is a visualization section here. There is data set here. Sorry to say this. Oh, no. Sorry to say this. You are watching a old Power BI videos. The Power BI which was available in 2023 January and the Power BI available in 2024, they are completely different. They are completely different. So the Power BI that we are discussing is the December 2023 edition. Okay. And it has something called as on-object interaction. See, what is meant by on-object interaction? Let's try to understand this. But before that, let's try to understand, you have few options here, which is basically your data section, your format section, your performance analyzer, and so and so. So this was not available previously here. Okay, old layout and the new layout. If I want to add them, I can add them. For example, I don't want sync slicers. I don't want performance analyzer. I don't want selection pane, bookmark. I can remove them. Look at this. I'm able to remove them. If I want, I can basically add them as well. Anything of my choice. See, Power BI is a really interactive tool, which basically mean you have lot of interactivity which is available here. Adding to this, here you have your data section and the rest of the format sections and everything here in this particular area towards your right hand side. And along with that, you also have something called as filter pane. It's actually called as pane, not PAIN, pane, PANE, pane. PANE, pane. It's actually called as filter pane. See, this particular filter pane can be collapsed or can be hidden, anything of your choice. So that's the reason I'm saying that Power BI is a very interactive tool. Adding to that, on my extreme left-hand side, I'm able to see report view, I'm able to see table view, I'm able to see something called as model view. So here I will be able to create my reports. Here I will be able to create my, here I will be able to see my table, where I have my data. And last but not the least, here I have my model. Here I can do my data modeling, which basically means I can create a relationship between one table to another table. Anyone from database background, he will be able to see this and he will say, Arey, this is ERD, entity relationship diagram. If anyone is from database, he will be able to understand this is your ERD part. Okay. So what I was actually trying to say is, here in this particular report, we can create our visualization. This is your main karma bhumi. Okay. This is the area. Okay. See, what I was actually trying to say is, when I want to create any visualization or something like that, all the visualizations are available here in this particular section. Previously in the older layout, old layout, once upon a time in Power BI, ek zamane mein, you used to have all these visualization available in this particular section here. But right now they are being moved here. And there is a right reason why it is being moved here, because it is having on-object interaction. So as per the recent survey, we are able to see that Power BI developers are able to reduce the 30% of development time. They are being able to reduce the development time. Previously, let's assume they were taking 100 minutes to create a report. Now they are taking 70 minutes, and that they are able to save something like 30 minutes. The reason they are able to save this 30 minutes is because of a wonderful option called as on-object interaction. Okay. So I hope people are clear on this particular part. So let's try to understand. Let's try to understand how visualizations are created and how we can do this particular part. But look at this. Before I directly jump into the visualization part, I want to inform you. See, there are a lot of broken pieces. Okay. So when I speak about Power BI desktop, there are 4 important things that you have to understand. So whenever you get a data, there is something called as Power Query. Power Query is the first pillar. It's a kind of a building wherein you have a lot of pillars. And here in Power BI desktop, we have 4 pillars, and one of the pillar is Power Query. Power Query is normally used to do your data transformation. Second, you have something called as data modeling. Okay, so data modeling is the same section that you have seen right here. Okay, in this particular area. Okay, data modeling, the ERD diagram. So the third, okay, what I can say, the third type of um, uh, part or a transformation that you normally do is called as is called as DAX. So there is something called as data analysis expression, wherein you can do any kind of calculations. So Power Query is one such tool wherein you are going to do data transformation. Okay, data modeling or the ERD relationship diagram can be created using data modeling. Okay, DAX, you are going to do a calculation. And last but not the least, you have this particular visualization. So when a data comes into Power BI, you are going to do all the three activities, then you create the visualization. 90% of the Power BI developers in market, I'm able to see what they do is they get the data, okay, they do the visualization, and they will say, sir, Power BI is very, very easy tool. I can create a lot of visualization. But sorry to say this. Okay, Power BI, okay, is a very systematic job. Power BI is a really professional job. Okay, development, Power BI development is a really professional job. So here you are going to use nearly 70 to 80% of your time, okay, cleaning the data, preparing the data, okay, and formatting things. And then you are going to use your 30 to 20% of your time on the visualization. So here in this particular demo, I'm not going to discuss all these three parts, but I will try to show you, okay, this particular visualization. How easy is it to create Power BI visualization? And along with that, I will be also able to show you, okay, the ease of doing things in Power BI. See, when I speak about Power BI is like your mathematics. Sorry, I'm not saying Power BI is difficult like mathematics. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm actually trying to say here is Power BI is one such tool where you can do one specific activity in multiple ways. So that's the reason we call it as same route to the same destination, same route to the same destination. You might be going from point A to point B. Okay, you might be having multiple routes, okay, or routes. Okay, so it will be able to reach the same destination. So similarly, I will show you one example so that you can understand. So let's assume you have some data. Now you want to load this data into Power BI. So you have an option called as get data where I can load the data. There are over 100 different connectors. If you click on more, you will be able to see all the connectors. There are over 100 different connectors which are available in Power BI. Similarly, there are some quick buttons here. So here also I can load data from Excel. Here also I can load data from Excel. Here I also have an option called as load data in Excel. Here also I have an option called as get data from other source. And if I click here, get data, I have an option called as get data. Adding to this, if I'm going to click on this particular option called as transform data, I also have an option called as, okay, Excel workbook, and I can basically get data from here as well. See, what I'm actually trying to say is you have multiple routes for the same destination. Okay, so you have an option 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6th option. So you have 6 different options which is available in Power BI desktop. So there is actually 7 different options to load data in Power BI. But I'm going to give you a challenge. Post this particular training, you need to understand which is that particular 7th option. Okay, it's a kind of a challenge for you. Just let me know when you are done. Okay. So what I'm actually trying to say is you have multiple options to load the data. Okay, the reason why Power BI is giving you so many options is because, okay, you can do a specific activity faster. Speed is everything. If I want to create a measure, look at this. I have an option called as measure here. Look at this. I also have an option called as measure here. If I load data, I will be also having an option to create a measure. See, if your cursor is here, okay, Power BI don't want you to go here and click this. Okay, it need to be optimal. Report need to be optimal. Similar to Excel, there are a lot of, what I can say, shortcuts as well. Okay, there are a lot of shortcuts using which you can create and format your, what I can say, Power BI reports and dashboards. Using Power BI desktop, you can create only reports. To create dashboards, you need Power BI service. Okay, I will be able to explain what is the difference between Power BI service, your Power BI desktop and Power BI reports in a detailed aspect when you join the course. But what I was actually trying to say is, okay, here you have your home, here you have your, what I can say, option. Let's assume I want to load a Excel data. I just need to click here, or I can click here. I'm just going to click Excel data. Okay, see, look at this. I have a lot of Excel files which are actually available. One of the Excel file is this particular part, sample superstore EU. I'm just going to open this. So here I have something called as navigator. Okay, so this navigator will help me to see the data, understand the data, and go ahead with the data. See, Power BI is very nitty-gritty. Power BI do have a lot of nitty-gritty, which basically means if I'm going to click here, okay, and if I'm going to click here, there is a huge difference. Let me show you what. If I'm going to click here, I won't be able to see load and transform. Look at this. Here, if I'm going to click on this, okay, I will be able to see load and transform. Okay, so extremely sorry. So for that specific reason, extremely sorry. So for that specific reason, we always say, there is a popular saying. We always say Power BI, if you want to learn, okay, there are a couple of things. The first thing is you need to know where to click. Where to click. Second, how to click. Because when I speak about clicking, there is right click, left click, there is double click. That's it. And along with that, you have shift click and control click. That's it. Where to click, how to click. And number three, what is going to happen if you click. These are the three things that you have to master. If you master these things, you master Power BI. So if I'm going to click here, I'm getting load and transform. What is going to happen if I'm going to click on transform? What is going to happen if I'm going to click on load? Those are some things that I'm able to identify here. So here in this particular section, I'm able to see orders table wherein I'm able to see all the column names, very limited rows. Here I will be able to get some insights like what is the data issue, what are the kinds of transformation I have to do. And here I will be able to see how the data format is, which is the thing that I need to fix. Okay, which is the data I need to eliminate. So a quick overview is able to be seen here in this particular area. Okay, so now as soon as I'm going to click only orders table and say load, only the orders table is going to get loaded. Now here I have my orders table, okay, which we call them as fields. These are all the things which are actually called as fields. Fields are basically kind of a column, okay, because the reason why it is called as columns is because you also have something called as new column here. Okay, this is normally created using DAX, data analysis expression. To avoid this kind of confusion, Power BI has some terminologies. Power BI do have some kind of jargons. Okay, so these are called as fields in Power BI. Okay, so now when I speak about these columns do have very, what I can say, detailed nitty-gritty. Hope you are able to see there is a summation icon. Hope you are able to see there is a calendar kind of thing. Let me see. If you are not able to see my screen properly, let me zoom my screen for a moment. Okay, look at this. So this is not having any kind of, what I can say, icon. Here we have summation icon. Here we have a calendar icon. Okay, so all these icons are very essential to identify to identify how the data is. I hope you are able to understand. So what I'm actually trying to say is here, as we have understood the data and all the fields which are actually available. Now you might be saying, Sangamesh, you are showing me this particular fields, but I don't want to see something like this. I want to see like an Excel. I want to see the data in a RDBMS, that is relational data. Okay, rows and columns. So in that case, you have an option called as table. So here you will be able to see all the columns, okay, and along with that, all the rows. Look at this. When you are seeing the data navigation, okay, when you are about to load the data, you are being able to see only a sample of the data. But right now you are able to see all the 10,000 rows which are actually available. So here you can apply filter as a Excel itself. In Excel, we used to apply filter, right? Similarly, here also, you can apply filter. And along with that, here, okay, this data is only for your visual satisfaction, which basically means if you have created a visualization only to check whether your data is correct, we are going to use this. And I want to inform you, this is not your Excel. You cannot edit this data. I have lot of new Power BI developers. What they do, they come to us. Okay. They say, Sangamesh, we are able to see this particular data, but I'm not able to edit this particular data. No. See, the major problem with this particular Excel is someone can come, someone can do any kind of transformation, and we don't have any, what I can say, insight who did that particular transformation, when that transformation happened, and all these kind of things. But here in Power BI, okay, we have the entire lineage. Who did the change, when he did this change, okay, what change was been performed, what is the difference between the old change and the new change, all of them are being tracked properly. So even, I don't know how many of you know about Git. Okay, so Power BI is connected with your Git. Okay, and you will be able to find all the lineage, what is your master, what is your subnodes and everything. So that is the advantage of using Power BI. In Excel, we cannot have it. In Excel, we don't know, okay, what transformation happened and everything. Who did the transformation? Okay, it is also really difficult. But here in Power BI, everything is managed very professionally. So for that specific reason, most of the companies are using our Power BI. And most of the organization, this is one reason most of the organization are going towards Power BI. So as we have understood, here we have an option called as data modeling. Here I can create relationship, and along with that, here I have my DAX query. I can read and evaluate my DAX. See, creating a visualization is very, very easy, and it's also very professional in Power BI. See, why I'm saying this? See, look at this. I want to create a visualization using a column called as category and sales. I can just drag and drop my column like this. I have my category. I can drag and drop my sales column. I have my sales column. Hope you are able to see this. I have my visualization. Power BI is able to understand what kind of visualization I have to use. Okay. So for example, if I have, ship mode, I'm just going to drag my ship mode and drop it right here. Power BI is able to understand, okay, what kind of visualization I have to use. Previously, once upon a time, when you used to have old Power BI, okay, it was not available. I'm speaking about the latest version of Power BI. I'm speaking about the new Power BI, which is available in the market. So you have this kind of option. If you see the old Power BI, you never had this kind of build a visualization. We have it right now. So what I'm actually trying to say, or what I'm actually trying to inform, is Power BI is one such tool. Even though if you don't know anything about Power BI, okay, you can at least create some basic visualization. And look at this. Power BI on object interaction has created a revolution in Power BI industry. Why I'm saying this? The reason is, if I want to change the title, I just need to go here, double click on this. Okay, I can type my title. If I want to change the title here from sum of sales to total sales, I just need to double click on this and say total sales. I hope people are able to understand this. Power BI is very easy. If you want to add any changes, so for example, I want to change this blue color to something else. Yes, you can do that. You have to click on this visualization and click on this format, or else you can click on this particular thing called as format. You will be able to see the format section. So here you can do a lot of changes. Look at this. You can change the style, you can change the title, you can change the x-axis, y-axis, legends, and so on. If you want to add some data labels, look at this. Anyone, I repeat again, anyone who know Python, anyone who know Java, anyone who know any other programming language, to create a visualization in Python, you have to load the library, load the data, do the visualization, and even to add a data label, it's going to be really difficult. You have to write at least 4 to 5 lines of code, which will take normally something like 5 minutes at least for a professional. But look at this. I'm able to add a data label with a click, with a simple click. So that's the power of Power BI. So Power BI, no. See, I want to inform you that the Microsoft is one such tool, okay, which always want people not to write any difficult code. Not to write any difficult code. Power BI and Microsoft do know that anyone who is going to use Power BI desktop, he is a person who is completely new. So for that specific reason, Power BI do provide lot of variations, lot of, what I can say, easy things so that it can make your life really easy. So that's the reason. If you want to master Power BI, seedhi baat, no bakwas. Where to click, how to click, what is going to happen if you are going to click. If you understand these things, you master Power BI. That's it. Okay. So that is it for a small demo. Okay. Wherein we created a Power BI desktop. We had a small overview of Power BI desktop. And along with that, we also try to understand how to format a visualization in Power BI. These are some kind of things that we have created. Along with that, if you want any other visualization, you can also do. For example, I want, I want what? I want city and I want profit. Okay, look at this. I have this particular visualization. I want to change this to something else. I can do that. Look at this. I do have a lot of options. Okay, if I want to make this visualization to something else, like a table, I can click on this table. I have this particular table. If I want to make it as a matrix, I can also do that. Now it is a matrix. Okay. And one of the really interesting thing about this particular Power BI is Power BI do have interactivity. Excel do not have interactivity, which basically mean, okay, I just need to click here. Look at this. The visualization is updated. Look at this. If I'm going to hover on this, I'm able to see out of 4,64,793. That is my total sales for furniture. Okay. For this particular category. Okay. Which is standard class. Out of which in London, we are able to see 13,147. That is a contribution. Okay. So we are able to see these kind of contribution. Similarly, if I'm going to click here, let's assume I'm able to see all the visualization, okay, only specific to the technology that is standard class. If I'm going to click here, the values will get changed. Look at this. All these changes are happening because it is having interactivity between the tables, which basically mean, okay, there is a relationship. If I'm going to click here, the data is only filtered. Look at this. The whole data is filtered only for a specific bar. Okay, only for a specific bar. I hope people are able to understand what I'm actually trying to say. Okay, so that is it for the demo. Now we will try to use a couple of minutes for understanding if you have any kind of questions, query, okay, or some kind of insights that you require. I'm there to help you out.
Sa-
Bhaskar, Rama, yes, yes, please go.
Sangamesh, I have got one question if others allow me. Otherwise, I can. So,
Sure,
Sangamesh,
please.
how we can use or take leverage of this Power BI in dynamics or financial reporting?
Dynamics or financial
Dynamics
reporting.
365 finance and operations, basically, if you want to see some reports, how do we integrate basically which reports can be shown here if you
See,
want
I will
to?
give you first. I will give you a quick understanding. Okay,
Mm-hmm,
so there are dedicated connectors. Okay, so when I click on online services, there is
mm-hmm.
Dynamics 365 legacy, old, okay, database. Okay, if you want to connect to Business Central, Dynamics 365 Business Central.
If you are sharing your screen, then
Oh, I'm really sorry, sir. I'm really sorry.
sure, that's
Okay,
fine.
so
Yeah, I
if
can
I'm
see
going to
that.
look at this, if I'm going to click on this get data, okay,
Get
if I'm
data.
going to click on more,
Mm-hmm,
okay, I do have this particular online services. If I'm going to
mm-hmm.
click on this online
Okay.
services, I have all these options. Okay, so
Mm-hmm,
see, as I've been saying this, Power BI has a over 100 different data source. If you can get get data. So for
mm-hmm,
example,
mm-hmm,
you are a product manager, right? So maybe
mm-hmm,
you, in your company you have a specific version control which is running on a specific what I can say, software development. So
mm-hmm.
you don't know how the software development is going. You can get the Git information when the change was made,
For version controlling.
how yes, you will
Mm-hmm,
get all the details of the version control, every
mm-hmm.
single information. You just can download this, and this is going to have admin details.
Okay.
It will also have admin details, who did it, when he did it, what he did it, whether it was a push, whether it was a pull. All this information will be available. Okay, similarly, Salesforce, DevOps, okay, issue tracking, every single thing can be available. If you have a
Mm-hmm,
SharePoint list, if you have a SharePoint data, all of these data set can be done. Google Analytics, look at this. All of them are real-time use case which are actually available. These are not plugins which are which are actually for fun. Okay,
mm-hmm.
so there are companies which are running these kind of things. And look at this, one of a really interesting thing about this particular Power BI is you don't need Power BI license to connect to this particular reports. Even though if you have a free license, you can connect. If you have even Power BI desktop, you can connect. That is the leniency that Power BI is giving. If I speak about Tableau, if I speak about any other platform, okay, if you want to get a license, if I want to get a data from Salesforce or something, I need to buy the license first. Then they will provide the connectors, or else they won't provide the connectors. Look at this.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is one of the really good advantage of using our Power BI this thing, and these are all the cases that we can use. We can get the data, and adding to that, I can publish the reports. I can manage the reports in our Power BI training. We are going to do all the use case from A to Z, getting the data to publishing and even managing the workspace in Power BI service. All of them will be done. You will be able to get an organization license like this. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
you will be doing all the things. Okay,
Perfect. Perfect.
any other questions? So
Hi,
Sai Ram,
hi, Sangamesh. Good
hey, hi
morning.
Reddy. Yes, Reddy Garu. Yes, go ahead. Okay, so that is what topics will be covered during the course, how much time do we spend daily. Okay, so for timing and everything, Pawan from Smart Pro will be able to help you out, but inherently in a crux, I want to inform you that it's going to be 30 hours of training. Okay, it is going to be 30 hours of training. Normally what I say is, okay, if we are going to have a session, I need at least 2 hours of session. I need at least 2 hours of session. Okay, so this is my what I can say, point to be mentioned here. Okay, so Pawan will be able to give you a detailed understanding, but in a simple way, what are the topics that we are going to cover? I want to explain this. See, we are going to cover an introductory class, okay, which is going to consist of the architecture. See, I'm speaking about lot of fancy words here: Power BI Gateway, Power BI Mobile, Power BI Service. What are they? How they are going to interact with each other? That is something that we are going to understand in the first session. Second session is going to be on something called as Power Query, how to transform the data in Power Query. That is something that we are going to understand. So in the third session, we are going to understand something called as data modeling, how to create relationship between the tables, what is cardinality and everything. Post that, we will be understanding the DAX, and being very frank with you, we have extra caution towards DAX. We have, what I can say, 4 classes which are completely dedicated towards DAX. So here, from basic to intermediate, we are going to help you with all the DAX functions: how to create columns, how to create measures, how to create parameters, how to create tables, how to create row level securities. Every single thing will be A to Z of DAX. A to Z of DAX will be covered in this particular part. Okay, the reason is we know that people might be coming from multiple different backgrounds. There are people who are from coding background. For them, it can be really easy for learning DAX. Okay, so there might be people who might be from a non-technical background. For them, it might be difficult to grasp DAX, isn't it? So to handle all of them, we basically provide, what I can say, these kind of things. Adding to this, not only this, adding to this, we have 2 sessions completely dedicated to the visualization. I'm not speaking about one visualization, but I'm speaking about all the types of visualization. There is something called as marketplace here. Okay, get more visualization, marketplace. I will be providing you access to this particular marketplace. There are a lot of visualization right here. How to get the visualization, how to use this visualization. There is also something called as AI-based visualization. Look at this. Power BI is a really fascinating tool. Why I'm saying fascinating tool? Because if I go, to this, what I can say, fascinating tool. The reason is Power BI do have something called as AI-based visualization as well. I will be discussing all the AI-based visualization as well. Okay, how to create AI-based visualization, and then how to publish. I will give license to every single person in this particular room. I will make everyone to publish their reports in Power BI. You are going to publish your reports in Power BI. And adding to this, you will be also setting up auto refresh for your Power BI reports. You are going to set auto refresh. Every single thing as a Power BI developer that you do in an organization, here also you are going to do all the activities. It is not, see, I want to give you a clear-cut information. There is no company in India, I repeat again, there is no company in India who is going to provide you a license which is going to cost. We are going to bear a cost, and that particular cost is incorporated in your training. Okay, so we are going to set up all the things. Okay, we are going to set your workspace, we are going to set your Power BI reports and everything. So what I'm actually trying to do is, you are going to do all the tasks as a Power BI developer. What you have to do, everything that will be done. And here we are not discussing about a pro license. We are speaking about something called as premium license, which is having couple of parts. Like we have something called as development pipelines. You will be learning what is meant by development pipelines. You will be learning something called as incremental refresh, how to do incremental refresh, not only regular refresh, incremental refresh. That is also something that you are going to learn. You are also going to learn how to provide access to someone. I will make everyone in this particular room to provide access to your friends in the same group. Okay, what are the different roles when you are providing access? What are the different options that you have? All the things that we are going to learn in this particular session. And being very frank with you, it is going to be a hands-on guided session. It's not something like I'm going to run and I'm going to complete the task. No, I will guide you. Okay, how to do all this particular task. I will be also providing you certain times. I will do it, I will show you, and then I will provide you some time so that you can do that particular activity. If you are facing any difficulty, I will make you to share your screen and do this particular activity. I will be able to guide you. I hope you are able to understand what I'm actually trying to say.
Yes, Sangamesh.
Hi, Sangamesh. This is
Hey,
Ram Krishna.
hi. Krishna, hey, hi.
Yeah. Actually, I have some doubts regarding Power BI service, right? So actually, I have a Pro account. So
Hmm.
how much we can storage in the workspace in Power BI with the Power BI Pro license?
See, Power BI Pro license, if you are uploading a report, okay, if you are creating a report and uploading the report, the data must not be over 1 GB. If you are using Power
Okay.
BI desktop, if you are uploading. So if you are storing the data, for example, if you have created a report and if you have published that particular report, and
Okay.
the and
Hmm.
you must be having data which is lesser than 10 GB. In that case, it will run absolutely fine. Let's assume if you have data, let's assume if you have a data set which is more than 10 GB, in that case, yes, you are going to face problem. You have to upgrade your license to Power BI Premium. Okay, in that Power BI Premium, you will be also having Power BI, what I can say, data flows and everything. So there is a architecture which is available. Okay.
Okay. No, but no.
So
See, the thing is, once we see we develop the one report and the dashboard, we publish it to Power BI services. No, it will be there
okay.
only. But our data
Yes.
will keep on increasing, right? So I have made a report of 1 year data. Maybe next
Mhm.
year it will become 2 years data. If you see, I mean, after long 10 years, it will have like 15 years data. So which means
Mhm.
the volume of data is going to keep on increasing. So how I can manage that thing in Power BI
I
service?
told you. I told you. I think you have missed it. Nothing to be worried. I
Okay.
used a word called as incremental refresh, isn't it?
No, that is okay. That is a refresh part, okay. But the data is keep on increasing. Volume of data is getting increased. No, even our dashboard size will get increased, right? That's what I'm telling.
Agree. Agree. You have to upgrade your license. See, you will be having a pro license. Okay, let's assume your data is going to be 15 GB. In that case,
Yeah.
you are going to update your license from pro license to premium license, and you are going to change the data, data source settings. So right now, the data might be coming from a semantic model. You are going to change it from a semantic model to a what is the data flow. So there are specific architecture which are actually available. So Power BI Power BI loading data set. Okay, there are a lot of options which are actually available. So you might be saying, hey, Sangmesh is showing this. The current presentation that I gave you, it is only for something called as Power BI, this thing, what I can say, import technique. So similar to import technique, there are a lot of other data loading techniques as well. So there is something called as direct query. There is something called as live connections. Okay, what to apply, when to apply, all of them will be discussed in training, isn't it, Ramakrishna?
Okay. Okay. No, actually,
As
that is actually a doubt. See, actually, they are telling that 10 GB per workspace, but I don't know how many workspace can be created in Power BI license. I mean, Pro Access. Each
it
workspace will
depends.
have 10 GB,
It,
but how many
it
we can
depends.
create? How many users can create? But
It depends.
there is no documentation for this
No,
supporting
there is
them. Even I
documentation.
checked the
No,
market
no, no, no.
search.
There
Okay.
is documentation, Ramakrishna. Okay, there
Okay.
is documentation. Okay, so it depends. So, for example, you have a folder like you have Google Drive.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
in Google Drive, the question that you are asking is how many folders that I can create in the Google Drive. You are having 15 GB. You can create 15 different folders or 100 different folders or 200 different folders. But here I'm speaking about data.
Hmm.
So if you create one this thing or one report, or if you create 100 reports, I don't care, but the data need to be below 10 GB. That is something what I'm actually trying to inform you, Ramakrishna.
Okay.
Okay, so that is something that you have to concentrate. Okay, here we are
Okay.
not
Okay.
speaking about pro license, but something which is advanced than pro license. We are speaking about a premium license, which is the ultimate license.
Okay. And one more thing, actually, I'm looking for this distribution of reports, I mean, like Power BI contents. So once we develop the report, so we need to distribute across the people within organization. I mean, outside of organization. So in this
Yes.
case, it has to go through like Outlook mail.
No.
Okay,
So there
it
are
has
some
an
admin
attachment.
settings.
Attachment.
I got it.
So
I got it.
how
I
it has
got your
to
question.
Yes. Let me finish my question. How we know if you are logging through my credentials, if you go and log in like any SBI bank application, right? So you'll get to see our statement. If I am using my own credentials, my address, my name and my address will be top of the page, and then bottom there is a table view, right? So where my transactions all happen. So it
Mhm.
should be like that only. Wherever that user is belongs to woman, he has to get like his details at the top, and then the following by like table view. If it is from a Dubai person, it has to get like that. If it is a Chennai person, based on his credential, he has to get the report. So how we can manage as an attachment, like PDF format?
Okay, that's good. That's a really good question that you have asked. See,
Yes.
that is called as Power BI admin. Okay.
Okay.
So when I speak about Power BI admin in the current training, okay, this is normally done for corporate training.
Okay.
Okay. So there is something called as settings, admin settings. Okay.
Okay.
So in that
Okay.
admin settings, we basically do all these kind of changes. For this current training, okay, organization, handshake, authentication, all of them are not going to be covered. Okay, if you have that particular expectation and are trying to join this particular training, I'm really sorry, sir. Okay, there is a specific role, there is a specific job role called as Power BI admin. Okay,
Okay.
so we basically train these people for something like 40 hours, 30 hours, and deploy them for an organization. Okay,
Okay.
so here this particular training is completely concentrated towards what I can say, becoming a Power BI developer, enhancing your organization with Power BI reports. So this is something that we are going to enhance. So the technicality part, tenant settings, okay, multi-factor authentication, embedding part, there is also something called as Power BI embedding. Okay, normally this is done by your admins itself. Okay, how to integrate your Power BI reports into your website. Okay, what are the different options, how to see the performance. Okay, when to see whether your workspace is good, whether your workspace are bad. Okay, all these kinds of are basically managed by your admins. So your admin will also see things like, which is the report which is seen lot of times, which is the report which is underperforming. Maybe you might have created a report, no one is seeing that particular report. Admin will look into those kind of things, and admin will take certain actions. Okay, like he will inform managers, he will inform key stakeholders. It is his role and it is his responsibility. So in this particular training, no sir. Okay, if I want to keep the expectations right here, I am creating people who need to be analyst for an organization. And here my basic thought process or the key outcome for this particular training is not to become an admin.
Okay, okay, I understood. But is it possible with Power BI, right? I mean, no need for other alternate tools like Power Automate. No need, like we can do it in Power BI itself.
Sir, I'm
Yeah,
a
or else
Power
we
BI
require any
consultant.
other tool.
No, I'm a Power BI
Okay,
consultant.
okay.
You can get in touch with us. Okay, so we will be
Sure,
able
sure,
to help
sure,
you out.
sure.
Okay?
Sure, 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 sure. Thank you.
Sangmesh, this is Piyush. One last question from my side.
Yes,
So
sure,
once
Piyush.
once I'm done with this, if I enroll myself, I'm done with this training. So I would be counted as a Power BI developer in the market. In my resume, I would be reflecting myself as a Power BI developer.
Okay, so I will be able to help you on this. See, there is a, how do I call this as? There is a market demand. There is a unique market demand. If you are applying for a Power BI developer, okay, currently, okay, you are going to get something like 20 to 30,000 salary. Okay. Now, if you are a person who is something like 5 to 8 years of, which you have 5 to 8 years of experience, okay, in a managerial role, okay, and apply that you have a professional certificate, okay, and you have so and so info, so and so what I can say, knowledge on Power BI, and if you are trying to apply this, okay, the salary will have a different what I can say package. The current what I can say salary plus, okay, you may get between something like 10 to 20 to 30% salary hike. So here what I'm actually trying to say is, don't live your niche. I repeat again, don't live your niche. So if you are a digital marketing expert, be a digital marketing expert itself. Don't live your niche. What I say is, upgrade or enhance your career. Okay, so don't try to see, hey Sangmesh, I have created so and so reports, I want to start a new career. Yes, Power using Power BI, starting a career is really easy. But if you might be getting something like 15 lakhs or 20 lakhs as your package. But for a beginner Power BI developer, okay, no organization is going to pay beyond 8 lakhs.
Because
It's a market norm.
sure.
Yes,
So
sir.
because my package is above 50 lakhs per year. So what
Mhm.
I'm a senior manager. So what I'm trying to say that if I would be learning this as to enhance my skill, to upgrade myself, so shall I be just because how this would be affecting, and if would I be doing like a Power BI admin course also, so that during interviews I can I can present down the true reflection of being a Power BI graduate. Okay, you can ask
Good.
anything. I can.
Good. Good.
So because I can only present myself in this way, that okay, I know all these things.
Good question. Okay. So let me help you how you can use it inside your organization. See, for
Because I
you,
want to understand before enrolling myself. If you can help me understand, so that I can make decisions quick and I can facilitate this training. That's what my
okay, yes.
intentions are.
So currently in your organization, after this particular session, okay, you will be able to create couple of reports, manage your workspace, okay, professionally. Okay. And along with that, there, when I speak about reports, there might be hell amount of reports. Okay. So if you are a busy guy, if you cannot create reports or dashboards or these kind of things, in that case, what you can actually do is you have clarity, okay, to get a guy, do reports and dashboards for your organization. You will be able to
And I should be
guide him.
oversighting him.
Yes, yes, yes. Rather than being a Mali, okay, you are going to hire a Mali to grow your plants in a simple way.
Understood. So I'm managing a team of 10 Power BI developers and admin, ऐसा कुछ.
Simple.
Understood. Mhm.
At least if you cannot do or if you don't have time.
हाँ मतलब because I'm into this banking and financial services. I work for a company called MNG Global Services. That's a London-based organization. So उसमें we use a lot of financial reporting is there, and my organization is using Power BI. तो वही मैं देख रहा था कैसे, क्योंकि the senior management, I am a senior manager, but I've got list of hierarchy above me, so they should be knowing कि
So
भाई
you will
ये
actually
आता
love
है.
this particular tool. Okay.
Sorry.
I'm really confident on this.
तो मतलब वही है कि ऐसा कुछ करते हैं, क्योंकि अब मन ही नहीं कर रहा है नौकरी जॉब करने का. सो देयर हैज टू बी समथिंग. इट्स अ वेरी मोनोटोनस जॉब, सो देयर हैज टू बी समथिंग न्यू लर्निंग, सो दैट आई कैन शोकेस माई सेल्फ. तो यही सब वांटेड टू अंडरस्टैंड. तो आपने काफी कुछ बताया, आई हैव अंडरस्टूड. और ये तो सही है कि जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ अपना इस एक्सपीरियंस के बाद पावर बीआई डेवलपर नहीं, बट यस आई कैन यूज इट इन माय रिज्यूमे कि हाँ भाई
Yes,
मुझे आता है.
yes, yes.
Sure.
I think there were few other questions as well. I think there was another question which was being raised. I think it was from Bhaskar. Bhaskar, did you ask any question? I think we have missed you.
Hi, Sangesh. Good morning. Yeah,
Hey,
I
Bhaskar.
have doubt in DAX function. Can I ask?
Sure. You can ask me.
Yeah, actually, is it possible to calculate the row by row columns between the DAX between the text column and date and time column? Is it possible? Actually, I use it in Excel function. So
See,
in
what you
Power BI,
want to
it is possible.
what do you want to do? See, you have a text column and you have a date column.
Yeah,
So
we have two columns. So let me two columns. Between the two columns, we need to do calculation row by row.
So
Like
row
that.
by row, row by row, we have something called as sum x as well as calculated columns. Okay,
Yes,
so we have
yes.
these two. So I'm not clear when it comes to calculation. There are a lot of calculation. There is min, max, count. Okay, there is what I can say, variance, standard deviation. So there are a lot of calculation. What
Yes, yes.
it depends on the what I can say, the data itself. Okay, and the type of aggregation that you want to do. Okay,
Yes, yes.
so if you want
Actually,
to
my target is only Sangesh, please. My target is only the function. For example, x and y column. That x column of row 1 equal to row 2. then it is that condition is true, then y column of second row minus first row we need to do, or else we'll give the false, like that my target.
Okay. I'm able to get it. Yes, it is possible. So yes, it is
Okay.
possible.
May
If
I know
you-
which function that one?
So there is a hash node, okay,
Hash
and
node.
conditional if and else function. So it also depends on the data as well and the complexity of the function. So if the conditions are multiple, in that case, I don't recommend you to use if function. Instead of this, we can use switch function. Okay, and these are basically conditional functions itself. Okay, and if you want, if you are facing any difficulty, we are also there to help you out in those kind of things.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Sure. Any other questions?
No, nothing, Sangesh. Only that one only I faced in problem in my work. That's why I asked.
We have implemented something similar. Okay.
Thank you. That's
Sure.
And Sangesh, this is we don't have to have any local client for this. It's a URL web based Power BI.
So there needs
or
to
we
be
need to-
application that need to be installed in your system.
Okay.
I will be providing you a different login ID, password. Okay, you have to log into your Power BI desktop, and adding to that, I will also provide you the service as well. I will be asking you to go to a specific website. Okay, log in there as well, so that we can have seamless process. Okay, if you are saying, hey Sangesh, I have a work system, I want to create my reports in that work system, it can be really difficult for you. And I also have a specific request. Try to have any system or any laptop which is new, okay, which is having Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows 12, anything above Windows 10, okay, is to have a really better experience. So you can use older PC. I'm not saying that, hey, I'm having 4th generation. Yes, you can use your Power BI and your 4th generation laptop as well. But what is going to happen is, okay, the Power BI is going to be very, very slow. Okay. And right now you might be assuming me as a kind of a ninja kind of person who is really quick, who is really fast, but you might be struggling with your own laptop. Okay, so which can actually hinder your learning experience. Maybe I might be giving you 3 minutes to complete, but as you don't have a proper system, you may take 7 minutes, 8 minutes to do the same process. And when you are writing some really complicated DAX, your system may also break down. Okay, because the DAX that we are going to use is not going to be a very simple DAX. It's going to be some really professional DAX that we are going to use. Okay, normally the industrial standards DAX functions that I'm speaking about, really some complicated DAX functions that we are going to write. So there you are going to face some problem if you have some poor configurations. Okay.
Makes sense. Thank you, Sangesh.
Tagore, any question?
Yeah, Sangesh. This Power BI report builder and one more thing is a Power BI server. So both are same or different thing?
They are completely different.
No, report server and report builder, both are same or different one?
They are both are same. One is used for paginated report building, and second is called as the Power BI desktop that I was saying, that I was showing you. It can create report. Okay, using Power BI report, you will be able to create paginated reports.
Okay, and then report server, which means something they're telling on premises like that, but I'm not getting that those things.
It is going to use do you know anything about cubes?
No, actually I'm not aware.
So if you know cubes, there is something called as SSES, SSRS, and SSIS. Okay, these are parts of MSBI. Okay.
Okay.
So there we basically use all of them. Okay. So if you know SSIS, SSES, SSRS, then okay, you will be able to do this particular part, or else not.
Okay.
And clear?
Clear.
Guys, any other questions? Bhaskar, Piyushji, RK, Sairam, And Tagore.
No, Pawan, we don't hear.
Nothing apart from
Yeah, Pawan, it's clear.
yeah, as Sangmesh name is beautiful, the entire session was also as beautiful for me. There were so many lesson learned. Was I audible?
Yeah, Piyush. Yeah. Thanks so much.
संगमेश आपका नाम बहुत अच्छा है. It's a very beautiful name.
धन्यवाद धन्यवाद.
बहुत दिनों बाद ऐसा नाम सुना. And the entire session was full of many things, and a few doubts were also clear. So that makes me more confident to proceed to the next step. Thank you. So if nothing, can we hang up then? And we can connect with Pawan after this.
Yeah. So any questions, any queries, feel free to, reach out to me anytime. You can either call me or just drop me a message.
Sure, Pawan.
Okay,
All
Pawan,
right.
sure. We'll connect you. Sure, Pawan.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining on this call. And thanks so much, Sangamesh, as well. Okay. So it was indeed a wonderful interactive session, I guess.
Yes, it was.
Okay. Thanks so much. Yeah.
Thank you.